welcome back to the stream. We are now live with the ECC Nations Cup finals. We've got England 3, who've clawed their way through, and Russia 1, who've been standing tall above the opposition. And we're going to have a great final on our hands, hopefully.
I mean, definitely gonna have a great final on our hands here. I think it's we were already talking in the break about how this game was going to go, because you see with a Russian one team that is so dominant, so clinical in their play, in their destruction of the teams they are facing, that on the one hand it could be a shoo-in that they might take it, but on the other hand you have an England 3 that is like extremely momentum based, and if they can get that ball rolling, they could take it away from Russia nonetheless.
For sure. I think England will be looking to take this first game, maybe even first two games, to give them the momentum they need, to take this game in stride and do what they do best. But this Russia team is so clinical from what we've seen. I don't think they're going to make it easy at all. I mean, they have a much stronger defense than, the other teams in this league, and they should be able to deal with this England team pretty well. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes.
Yup. And let's get that to our predictions then. We'll see who we pick for the winning teams. And do you want to go first on this one?
Sure. I mean, England, I know them. They're a strong team, but I'm going to have to give this one to Russia just from how incredibly well they've been playing so far.
So that is a prediction on Russia for my lovely co-caster. And for me, sadly, the same thing. It's a bit of a one-sided prediction here, but both of us are now saying that Russia is probably going to take this one, even though England can definitely come with an upset, can definitely look at making a name for themselves here and beating the number one Russian team. But that's the point. It is the number one Russian team. Russia's big. Lots of people. If you're the number one Rocket League team, you did something to prove that. And that's probably what they're going to be taking away here and running all the way to a win in the finals for. So both of us are saying Russia is going to win this one.
Yeah.
Or predicting. Sure. Not saying, just predicting. We haven't read the script. It is still a mystery. We didn't get spoilers. We are still safe.
All right, just waiting on this Russian team to get into the lobby now.
Yeah, and of course that's one of those things that does happen. You need to make sure that both teams are there if you want to have a game to play. So let's hope they have that game to play. And I wouldn't mind being wrong. I wouldn't mind having a bad prediction here and actually not seeing what is actually, like, not seeing what's. But overall, I do hope desperately that we are going to like a high game, like game 6, maybe even game 7, so we can see these teams battle it out until the end of it.
Yeah, for sure. So we've got a lot of support for England in the chat. Everyone's rallying behind them, but we have a few people here for the Russian side backing them up.
Yeah, and with that, of course, a huge shout out to Voider_1 who hosted us to make to get everyone here to enjoy the finals together. So we have like groups from both sides rooting for their team, and of course you can show your hype, you can show your love in the chat for your team if you want them to win, and that's the way you can give them your energy and maybe even get a way or find a way to get that win for your team. Overall, I'm very, 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 very curious, because we're talking about like the clinical like structure and way of playing that Russia is showing, and it seems like there's a bit more creativity and like a bit more creativity and way of playing for the other side, like for the England team. What are the kind of things we can expect there that might throw off that like very structured clinical play?
Yeah, for sure. I think that's the major difference here. The Russian team, super clinical. They've got that perfect passing play. They've got everything, their fundamentals down. They do everything by the book kind of thing. Of course, they're confident mechanically, but they don't go off book too often. Whereas this England team, they're super mechanical, super offensive. They like, being creative, throwing the other team off, and that could work to their favor here. As we see a strong start for the England team. Crimson putting it off the backboard for Ark. Bangs it in the net. This England team, exactly what they need. They start off strong, taking the lead.
That is a very good start for the momentum-based team. If they can get the first goal in, they can start looking at extending that one. But it was off of a messy kickoff, so it's not like we've actually seen these two teams play up till now. But it's definitely an amazing start for England.
For sure, good defense from England to keep the Russian team out, but they're maintaining pressure well. Allen's pass blocked there. Lek maintaining possession in the midfield. Has an opportunity now. Can't quite get it past Ark, however. Kageki. Past one. Elisa keeping up the offense. A great pass from Allen to Lek, who sends it sailing into the top corner.
And the big thing I'm already noticing is that the England team is showing a lot of respect to the Russian team. Maybe a little bit too much. They are giving all of the room to Russia, and you notice without those efficient level players, they are taking complete control because they see, hey, nobody's challenging me. I'll take a dribble, I'll flick, I'll get a pass after that, or a 50-50. And it's those little extra things that make this team so strong, so that you don't want to give them that room. And England needs to start huddling up to their man to make sure that that doesn't happen.
Yeah, for sure. Especially with a playstyle like England's, which is quite offensive. You do not want to be giving space away. Opportunity for Allen there. Blocked by Ark. Crimson, another great save. England on the defensive here a bit. Crimson's up. Gets a nice block in the midfield. But Kageki finds his mark. Lek looking for those tight angles that he hits. Doesn't quite find the ball.
Yeah, and again, control is here. Extra touches are here. Doomsy dish not needed because Allen comes in to finish that one off for his teammate.
Yeah, Kageki started out as a small solo play, but when he saw the save coming in, he let his teammate take it. 2-1 for Russia.
Oh dear, we are getting a bit of a thing happening in the chat, but that is the chat. We are here for the gameplay, of course. The 2-1 now, the lead, it has shifted, and with that, maybe even momentum, but getting the first goal is probably going to give a big amount of confidence. They just now need to get that feeling back and get another goal so they tie this one up.
Yeah, for sure. They know they can score, so there's no need to feel demoralized just because the Russia team have a few on them. 50 viewers in chat right now. Kind of crazy. And Crimson, what a banger! Finds the middle of the net. 159 kph.
That's a big boomer right there, and the defenders definitely not ready for that kind of speed. And it all came of an Elisa pass. She was able to find the right touch there to work that ball into the favorable position. That the continued attack kept happening. No assist there because every other player got involved, but Elisa still beautiful moment there. But now defensive breakdown and a quick counter-attack goal from Lek and the Russian team.
Yeah, Lisa left on her own there. Lek's speed is just too much. He finds a second touch almost immediately. As soon as the ball leaves his car, he's up for that, and it just goes straight in.
Yeah, and I think the biggest thing I would love to see Russia work on is their kickoffs right now, because that is something they are falling behind a little bit. They're not taking control from the get-go and have to find their footing in the game a little bit more. So that's something that if they want to be a bit more comfortable in this series, they need to change up. But for England, those things look good and they can get pressure out of it 9 out of 10 times. What a crucial touch there from Allen though.
Yeah, for sure. Allen sending it above the backboard. Kageki does incredibly well to drop it down, beating Elisa out, and Allen finds the finish.
And what can you do against players that do these kind of disgusting things, that go up that far to just tap that ball slowly down, and then you just have a player there able to finish that one off. You see the experience this team is showing together. They know how to find each other, how to do those extra little touches and plays, and they're working perfectly well together. And England has their hands full trying to defend against this.
Yeah, for sure. But like you said, the England kickoff is that bit stronger and could be the key to bringing this game back for them.
Yeah, and we're getting the good Shark energy to help out Arc in the chat. They need it. They need it back, as they need 2 more goals to get this one rolling for them. Like we said, they need their momentum. They need to win the first game. Then England is going to stand a very good chance. If they lose the first one, it might be bad news bears, but still, it's the best of 7. First games don't matter all that much. They are more warm-up. And after this, that's when we'll see both teams fighting at their peak.
For sure, Arc into the middle. Ends up losing possession to Kageki, who does incredibly well to keep possession. But Crimson with the cut. It's off the backboard. Allen ends up passing it away. Arc off the post. Brilliant touch there. Keeps it away from the goal. Missed opportunity there for England.
Yeah, and Crimson here now smartly trying to take control, but you see the Russian team reading that at the moment and making sure that that kind of space is not permitted here. That kind of space is not working for them, and it is that kind of play. But a good chance here. The defense is ready for it, but once again knocks towards the goal, and you see threats on the Russian team's net, which is good news for the England team, because they need to get some goals in.
For sure, unfortunate touch there for Arc, but he manages to recover it well. Demo coming out from Allen onto Crimson. Elisa lets the possession. Lek off the ceiling, ends up leaving the ball for his teammate. But Elisa finds the ball in the corner. Kageki, good speed is up with 10 seconds on the clock. The England team need a goal right now if they want any chance at game 1. Looks like game 1 will go to Russia.
Yep, game 1, Russia. Russia won. Game 1 is for them. Like, is game 3 then going to be for England no matter what, because they have England 3? Maybe that's kind of the thing. England 3 could also mean the score they're going to be getting is that they're only going to get 3. And if Russia then only gets 1, this will never end. We'll be stuck here in an infinite loop of overtime then. And that's kind of a scary idea, I think.
Yeah, for sure. I think England definitely have it in them, you know, from what we've seen. They can definitely score goals on this Russia team. They're able to defend well. They just need to make sure they're doing it a bit more fluidly, a bit more confidently, because this Russia team is just that. They're fluid and confident, and that's what we've seen from their incredible passing plays to find, you know, they find each other in the hardest of situations, and that's exactly what you need to do.
And as we talked about before, spacing is an important component of that, because then you can cover more of the field, cover more of the ball attackers from your opponent's team, and they need that desperately, because Russia needs inches to get goals and get things done, and they are getting miles sometimes from England, so they have a lot of room to play with, and they know how to use that. So we need that change up. England needs to play more up on their man and make sure that they have no chance to get any of those good passing plays or attacks off.
Yeah, for sure. Strong start for Russia. Allen's onto the backboard, but Arc does well to read the play. Straight to Elisa. Goes for the shot. It's just wide, but Crimson's there for the read. Straight off to Arc. Shot is blocked. Good touch from Allen. Elisa is there though. It's straight to Arc. He gets the touch into the opposing third, but Allen is ready. Good clear from Elisa. This England team looking confident on defense in game 2.
Yeah, and I mean, the first big goal came off of a messy kickoff, and we're kind of past that moment, so they do need to find their perfect attacks to make it happen. But this is that extra efficiency. Being able to get a flip reset and an extra touch to outplay another opponent is just something that makes each of these players on the Russian team just that little bit more valuable. That 20% extra efficiency almost puts puts more than half an extra player on the field for your team. And that is hard. A 4v3 is really hard to beat.
Yeah, for sure. That was some great mechanics demonstrated there by Kageki. As well to take it past another player. Crimson manages to outplay the opponent's Ark's touch is red, but Crimson gets the block on Lek's shot and keeps the ball in her favor. The Russians are the only ones with good air control, as we can clearly see.
Yeah, England is giving them a run for the money and they're keeping the way up, but this is a scary chance. The drop down Ark, that defensive mastermind, always ready, but Kageki gives his life to keep the ball on offense, but Elisa takes his control now into the corner. Nobody really there, and Lek tries to take control, but coverage is there and pressure is there because of it as well. So England is working on their strategy.
Unfortunate double commit for England there did lead to them losing out on an opportunity, but luckily Lek missed his shot and saved them from embarrassment. Ark missing his touch, and Allen fires off a shot. It's just above crossbar though. Lek with the double touch finds the opening goal halfway through this match.
Oh man, what a crazy set of skills we have there. I mean, it's no wonder from a 2100 level player, and those points don't always mean everything, but it just means that they have the consistency to do a lot with a little, and you saw it there. Almost no angle, but now Allen is going to do the same thing, but the block is there. Ark keeps his team's hope alive because you don't want to fall too behind against this Russian team. You don't want to fall further than one behind, because then one goal can be the difference here, and Lek and his team are hunting for that second one, but of course Crimson needs to get that back on and start working out for her team.
For sure, but as we say that, Lek comes in from the side, finishing Allen's pass with a banger of a shot. Ark bumped out of the way there, and no one's ready to defend.
And the next kickoff, as it takes shape, this is the best time for Team England, I think, with that chaos, which the Russian team did not have the expert preparations for, and England thrives in that chaos. That's where they need to start giving their all and hope for some goals to get the momentum back on their side.
Yeah, for sure, but as we say that, Lek does not want this England team to have any momentum in this game. Finds himself a hat-trick with a lovely shot straight down to the bottom of the goal.
And
kicking off.
I'm sorry, continue.
Yeah, no, it's just this. The Russians have realized they don't give away any space, and then the England team don't have anything really. The defense is good, but the Russians are able to still find these holes in the defense, and they're getting goals, while the England team is struggling to find any weaknesses in the Russian defense. And when they do, they're not, finding the goals that they need to stay in the game.
Yeah, once they create those chances, they're not as prolific with finishing them, and it almost seems like the Russian team is starting to style on them a little bit. We know from experience that styling on another team can throw off your rotations and everything, and give away a little bit to your opponent, and that seems extremely risky, because if this is a momentum-based team, you don't want to give away those chances. But it seems right here, Russia still in complete control.
Yeah, as you say that, Kageki just with the spin still finds the perfect part of his car to bang the ball in. 4-0 to Russia.
I love how the butt of the car took most of the power into that. Here we see a bit of a strange open at miss. Can he recover it himself? He does. Kageki gets another goal, and they're now just padding their stats.
Yeah, Kageki and Lek really taking control of this one, just goal after goal. They basically want to destroy the morale as early as possible in this series to stop England from, regaining any momentum at all.
And as we talk about the momentum, that is the perfect plan against a team like this. The destruction of momentum is going to throw it in, but Elisa gets a good chance here. Does not get it on target, and the unfortunate moments keep continuing. Now Crimson trying to get a finish there. The good pass sends it all the way to the other side, and it's pressure once again on the England net. That's the wrong goal, guys. I know you like to score, but
that will lead to a goal for Elisa. I mean, England need that kind of to make sure that they're not losing all their momentum.
Yup, it is good that they get that goal, but yeah, I mean, it's not enough in this game to get back, but it's at least a confident booster to know you can score. But it was after a huge mistake of the Russian team. So in all honesty, does that feel good knowing that it was your opponent that basically gifted you that goal?
For sure, sometimes being gifted a charity goal can be worse than not getting a goal at all. Arc looking for that air dribble, gets it past one, can't quite beat out the second man.
Now Crimson trying to work it the other way once again, but Lek reads the situation, gets that pop in, and now gets that to the midfield. And as it goes the other way, now dropping down 1-5. Russia taking the second game by storm now.
Yeah, Russia really taking control of this series. They won game 1, not convincingly, but solidly. But this game 2, they've just crushed England 3. They really need to change something going into game 3 if they want to, you know, turn the momentum on its head and start bringing the series back.
Yeah, definitely. I'm kind of worried though, because Russia with the first game really respected their opponent. We're like, okay, we need to make sure that the way we are playing and the way we're doing things is as cleanly as possible, because we don't know what this England team can do. But now that they've seen what this England team can do, you see that cockiness coming in a little bit. You see that power coming in a little bit, and that on the other side becomes a momentum of, okay, if you're going to play like that, you are going to start making some mistakes. You're going to start being a bit more fancy, and you might be like being overconfident, and England could find a weakness there and push that momentum in right into Russia's face and start taking games back.
Yeah, I totally agree. That's all they need, is that opening goal or two, and then they'll kick off with their, you know, crazy offensive style. And if they can get that going in this third game, it'll give them that morale boost they need to maybe get it going in game 4 and maybe even into game 5, and perhaps turn the series on its head.
Yep, but it is that long road now. It's not the worst long road. It's not country road just yet, although the song is great, but it is one of those times where you're like, well, this is going to be a long walk to get home. But if Russia wins the next one, you are facing that. A reverse sweep in a seven game series is grueling, especially against an opponent that just destroyed your momentum and everything you could hope for in game 2. And the only goal that you did get was after a huge mistake. So if your mental gets bumped in by that, it is going to be bad news bears for England, but they can still fight back off of the kickoff. They can get some pressure, they can get some chaos, and if they can get that first goal in, they can start looking for the comeback.
For sure, England starting off strong with a big offense. They're really looking for that goal. Arc puts off the backboard to Crimson, just misses her shot, unfortunately. Could have been the goal they needed. Elisa doing well to recover it and keep it on offense. Kogeki giving possession away to Arc now. Big clear, almost keeps the ball away, but Arc keeping in possession. Elisa with the bang. Lek does incredibly well to save that shot, but Crimson, not wanting to let this opportunity get away from them, finishes it nicely.
No, beautiful work from the offense there, just always sticking in and making sure they finish this one off, because this is the momentum they need. It wasn't even the messy start now. This was just regular gameplay. Russia should have been in place, but they weren't, and that could be because last game they started messing around a little bit. They started letting their focus and their discipline go a little bit, and that can bite you in the ass in a team that's not as far off skill level wise as they think they are.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's only 250 or so elo between these teams. So, bigger gaps have turned games around. And as we say that, Elisa firing off a banger into the top corner.
And the Russian teams are just completely whiffing on their clears. Their clears are getting so sloppy that they're basically becoming passes for the England team, and the England team says they're just gobbling all of that up. They sure want to take all of those goals, and one mistake previous game that looked quite obvious now becomes a plethora of mistake in this next game, where we see England 3 taking a solid lead.
Yeah, for sure. Russia need to make sure they don't let this get to their head too much, and that's what they're doing. They're building the offense back up, but Crimson does well to keep that out. Kageki keeping the pressure on, not letting the ball go away. Lek just missing his shot there. Arc does well to take it past him. Elisa, incredible save. That was a good shot, but does well to keep it out of the net. Lek back to Allen, but he's out of position. I think he was bumped there.
It was that, or he was doing the biggest pre-jump of his life right there. And if those are the kind of, if that was a pre-jump, that shows us a glimpse into the mentality of this Russia team, where they still think this is going to be an easy win. And well, that is their first step until that easy win. But my lord, the mistakes that they're making are piling up, and it's still looking very good for England.
Yeah, for sure. Allen does well to make a solo play and close the deficit that this Russia team have. But England will be looking to fire off a quick return goal off this kickoff perhaps. Kageki, a great read there, looking for that one-on-one, finds the flick and gets the equalizer for his team. Perfect car control from him.
Yeah, perfect car control and the finish to boot. No chance there for the defenders to get anywhere near that ball. And yeah, it was the confidence for the Russian team that was a bit overconfidence, but it's if they just dial that back a little bit and just start playing that solid again, you can see how strong this team is and is going to be in the rest of the series.
Yeah, for sure. If they just, stop messing around and they get back on their A game, they're a very, very strong side. And it looks like they might be back on their clinical passing ways rather than trying to solo play, and it's working out very well for them. They've closed the deficit in 30 seconds and they're looking for another goal. Crimson, however, does not want to let that happen. Aiming for a double touch. Elisa off the wall back to Arc. He's a bit too far forward though. We'll have to make the possession touch back towards his own net. Kageki makes the read in the second touch, but Elisa just that bit faster to the ball. Good read again from Elisa. We'll find Arc on the wall, looking to make a pass here. Comes down, but he can't find another touch to Crimson.
Yeah, and we see the difference here for England. They are truly getting into the flow of things. They are learning their rotation and the way they need to play. But this is still an amazing save, and they keep the net clean. But they notice that the Russian team needs a little bit of space, so they don't want to give it to them. But it is a speed that seems almost a little bit uncomfortable for them. So they have a lot to keep up, and that might fray their concentration just a little bit if this goes on for an extended level of play.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, they've been playing well in this game to keep the score up, but the Russian team just keeps banging shots at them now. They've started mounting a much higher pressure offense. Crimson doing well to keep them out of their half though, constantly making attacks on the Russian net. Does not want to give them a chance to bring it back.
Yeah, and looking at this, I want to see more of these teams at like the higher and highest level on of the bubble scene, because both teams have potential there, and I would love for them to start making a name for themselves. And with this, I gotta say, I'm still, this could still go any which way, and with the dominance from the last few games, I would have expected it to still go to Russia, but now England looking to take it.
Yeah, I mean, Elisa did really well to read the pass. Lek, not sure what was happening. I think he thought Arc was hitting the ball there, but must have thrown him off enough that Elisa finds the shot. And coming into the final 20 seconds, England 3 have the lead now. Arc looking to make a pass. They want a 2-goal lead to stop Russia. Mounting this counter-attack in the last 6 seconds. Allen finds the pass, but it's just off the post. Lek looking to keep the ball up. He just misses his touch, and England 3 beginning to bring it back. Find game 3. They find their footing. They're not letting it get too far ahead. 2-1 on the board.
Yeah, and we saw like Russia in the beginning playing a bit whimsical, and they gave away a couple of goals. After that, they tightened the ship and went back into game mode. They went back into keeping this up, and I gotta say, getting a goal on them then is a lot harder, but England did it. So they showed themselves that they can do it. The question is, can they keep up that level of play for this entire series? Because it is a high level play. You're noticing that they're not 100% comfortable with it all the time. But if they can do it for long enough, they can come back. They can get this Russian team under their thumb and start working in. Because if you are the favorite, if you are a team that looks so strong and you believe you can win this, taking an L always feels really bad.
Yeah, definitely. When you're a team that on paper you should be winning, with relative ease, when you're 200, 250 elo higher, you know that game should be going your way. When the underdogs take that game from you, it could throw you off a bit, and maybe England are looking to exploit that.
Yeah, and we're getting a bit of that dance. I think we have.
It looks like everyone's in now.
Thank frick.
We were waiting for Kageki to get back in the game. Looks like he's made it. Russia starting strong. Big offense. Lek making the clear. Elisa, good interception. Looking for that second touch in the corner. Doesn't quite find it. We'll find that corner boost pad though. Important to maintain boost management in high-level games such as this. It's something we haven't really covered yet, in the casting booth, but at this level of play, the amount of boost that you have on the pitch is not a huge amount at this speed, and making sure that your team has better control of the boost is important.
Yup. Talking about boost a little bit, because this goal, beautiful attack and very improper clear there. What you see a lot of teams do is one of those extra movements, one of those extra efficiency things, is that after a touch they move up a little bit up the field and take some of the enemy's boost. That way you can throw off a rotation, because people rotate back with the idea, I might be able to pick up 100 boost, I know it's going to be spawning. So if you take that away, you put them in uncomfortable positions, and boost is scarce. When all 6 players are hunting for every pad and every can, you know they are going to be high value property, and you're not going to be able to get them all that easy.
Yeah, for sure. England side letting the game get away from them this time. 2 unfortunate defensive mishaps there.
Yeah, defensive mishap once again, not covering the back post, but with people that are that great shooters, you kind of need 2 people in defense, one moving a bit further up and one keeping the back post, because if you stay at back post, you're giving the rest of the goal towards that opponent, and unless you already have momentum to stop that ball, you're not going to be able to save it as easily. But Crimson, what a play there to try and get that goal.
Once again, looking to try and bring her team out of the mud on her own. Doesn't quite find the net off that incredible solo play, but it does show her team what can be done if you put your mind to it. Kageki alone on defense now. Arc finds the block, and Crimson finds the net, closing the deficit.
And creative plays here, getting them up on the board and looking for the reverse play, but it's still a long way to go. And if those are the kind of things that need to happen, you notice once again the Russian team plays very aggressively and far up, and one of those weaknesses when you have such a solid rotation, where you trust every one of your teammates to do what they need to be doing. Oh, they even saved the ball there, and it still doesn't go in. They're not able to finish it there. Is that when every player does the right thing on the field all the time, one player getting demoed or bumped throws off that entire machination. It's just one cog in the machine that you have to throw off the entire machine to make that clock not tick as clockwork should. And you see the use there for England. They are using it to perfection to try and get back into this.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when you've got a team like this Russia team that is so clinical, they have everything down like almost perfectly. Not quite, but almost. When you throw a one player off, when you bump them out of the play, or you destroy them, or you take their boost, you know, you're essentially leaving them a man down. And on offense, being a man up is almost guaranteeing you a goal. Crimson firing off another clanger that she's been doing this whole series, tying up the scores.
Yeah, and I think some of the fumbles we are seeing from England are like giving Russia a false sense of security, thinking they can get away with things because they sometimes are getting away with those things, and then they don't. Then they get punished, and they get punished hard for it. Every one of those mistakes is a beautiful attack from the England team, and they are showing that they can get past this Russia defense if just a single mistake presents itself.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the thing there is that when you get to the like really high levels of the scene, unfortunate defensive double commit there leads to a Russian goal.
Yeah, I saw like everyone trying to block that one with left with the control, touches it very softly behind the defender that were both like flying in there with desperation, defending the hard shot. The little teardrop is the one that gets past them.
Yeah, I think as I was saying, like when you get to the higher tier of the game, you know, obviously there are small mechanical improvements to be made at every level by every player, and the best players are constantly seeking to improve even their mechanics. But a lot of the improvements that you make at the higher level of the game are more mental improvements in the way that you play, in your positioning, and you know, etc. And I think that when you have a team that's 2.1k versus a team that's like 1900, like you have here, the 2.1k team, if they get too cocky, they will concede, because those 1900 players are able to rocket the same, you know, powerful shots in from anywhere. They just might not do it as often, and if you leave an easy hole in your defense, it's going to be exploited.
Yeah, any player worth their salt in that high elo bracket is able to get the goals in and work past the defense, but it is like you get a little bit higher because you are just more consistent. The little mental things, the little choices you make sure that you make less mistakes or give away less things, and understand the game on a level that your opponent is still trying to grasp. And we see Russia playing with that idea, but England is seeing glimpses of it, and they are using the glimpses that they get very well.
Yeah, for sure. Crimson doing well to try and keep the attack going, but it's Ark who finds the block, gets a pop into the midfield, but a bit too deep for his teammates to receive. Allen looking for a flick, but Crimson's ready. Elisa finding the post. Crimson with that second touch. It's a perfect pass to Ark, who finds the equalizer just as we hit the last 20 seconds.
Yeah, Crimson with a great pass there, and Ark with the follow-up. A bit of an all beans in the basket moment, but it does pay off, and the tie is here. It's one goal takes all right now with the amount of time is left, and it's really who is going to take it.
Incredible shot from Kageki looking for the net. Allen finds another shot. Crimson, incredible save. Elisa might have the winning goal with 5 seconds to go. 2 incredible saves lead to a great goal.
Yup. What a beautiful amount of saves. What a great amount of work here is being displayed, and the effort it takes to come back, the effort it takes against a team that looks so strong. You see here that this England team is nothing to scoff at any point in time, and they take this game now. It was one to decide it, and it's going to go very, very much to the wire.
Yeah, definitely. They're really showing us what they're made of here. Those 2 incredible clutch saves, you know, they're saving shots that are definitely 100 kph plus, and then Elisa finding that perfect 50 on the third man. I mean, maybe the third man shouldn't really be going for a 50 like that, but at the end of the day, he went for it, and Elisa won it, finding that 2 goals in 21 seconds to bring it from 1 goal down to 1 goal up. And it's 2-2 on the board, a much more even game than we may have been expecting. But I think we always knew England had it in them to give us a showing like this.
Yeah, we told you all about the winning conditions for England, the way they need to be playing, and after like getting beat down the way they were in the first two games, that means that now their momentum is at an all-time high. Their morale is at an all-time high. They are going to be the team that is on cloud nine, running the show and wanting to take the entire thing further and winning all of it.
For sure. I mean, and cause due to being such a momentum-based team, you know, if they right now they're 2 games winning in a row, they've just come back. They're gonna be feeling great, and if they take this game too, that's gonna be leading them into perhaps a good shot at the 4-2 win. But this Russia team definitely will not want to make it easy.
No, definitely don't want to make it easy, but it is all to play for, and a good first chance here for England. Already starting off those kickoffs again, being that weakness for Russia, putting them on the back foot from the get-go.
Yeah, for sure. It was an incredible attempt from Elisa, but an equally incredible save from Lek to make sure that England don't get that opener goal, which they look for to build that momentum. Elisa off the wall now, looking for that ceiling, but Allen's intercepting with great speed. Kageki looking for a pass. Russia looking for the opener themselves. Back in the middle for Allen, looking for that second touchdown. Ark ending up bumping his teammate, but it's no problem for Elisa. Recovers nicely to still find the clear. Kageki looking for a solo play, can't get the ball round. Allen finds the ball tank. Sorry, you continue.
The first minute goes by without a goal this time. It's been a decently high-scoring affair, and we've seen chances from both sides. Still love that the Russians dare to slow the play down, because right now England is on their tail at every point in time, and that is what's making them like come back into this. Because if they don't pressure Russia, Russia's going to walk away with this one. But right now, it is looking perfect for England to start taking names and working themselves into the match point position.
Yeah, for sure, and they're back on the attack now. Crimson has a low boost tank though, won't be able to get the pass she wants. Allen forcing a defender out, finds a bump on Elisa as well. It's an open net for Kageki. Crimson coming from the side to stop that shot. Possession now. Allen takes that mid boost, slowing down Elisa's attack, but she's still looking for that second touch. Ark in with the shot, looks for a play, double commit on the defense. Allen does well to recover it, takes a shot himself. It's past the third man, but it's just wide. Elisa making the good decision there to not chase the ball. Ark into Crimson, missing the shot.
We had these kind of moments happening for England and not being able to finish, but now Russia is doing the same thing. The pressure might be starting to get to them, and England wants to take full advantage of that, crush morale. But I see Russia, they still have that fire going, they want to get that back, but in England, with the momentum they've had for the first few wins, are looking to stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, for sure. Ark on the ball now, gets a flick past one and refills his boost tank. Crimson losing the possession though, and Russia have a great attempt. Allen attempting to redirect that, unfortunately puts it too high. Lek does well to keep it down, but there's no teammates available for him. Crimson looking for that bump, ends up giving possession away to Kageki.
Big change here as well for Russia is that they are unable to use the backboard as much as they can. They do find a goal now after such a long time, but the backboard is being defended very well from passing plays. So that's very good for England, but this one was one they couldn't stop.
Yeah, for sure. Lek does well to fake the shot coming off the side. I think he did get a touch there. I'm not sure how. Didn't quite see it on the replay, but they managed to finish it and they take the lead, which is what they need to slow this England momentum. Elisa looking for that quick comeback goal, can't quite find it. Kageki is past two, but Ark does well to stop this attack. Ends up giving the ball straight back to Lek though, pushing it. Elisa, the big backboard clear onto Ark now. Allen looking to get a clear of his own.
Yep, and we see the flings and splits and everything happening for both teams. It is Russia that's trying to get the longer end of this stick to make sure they can finish this one off strong. But overall, England still looking strong, looking for that goal. 1 minute left. They are working hard. Again, an overcommit. Looks towards the other side. Chance for Allen, not able to get it on target, and Crimson is back to play that away. Now offense for England, and they need that goal.
Kageki, bit of a mistouch, but Allen does well to recover it and stop a shot from the England side. Lek into the middle for Kageki now. Crimson, great block. Arcs recovering nicely, building the attack for England. He gets it past one. Touch for Allen's a bit high, but Elisa out of position there. Allen shot is just wide. He had a great opportunity to extend the lead for Russia there. 20 seconds on the clock, and England are looking for a goal. Arc possession now, gets beaten by Allen. The double commit on defense, recovered well by Elisa, stopping that lead. 10 seconds to go, and Kageki finds the top corner. 2-0 for Russia in the final 12 seconds.
You hear so many fans of the England team, and their hopes are being crushed right now. This is probably going to be a match point moment. Hey, I'm hoping for a caster curse here, because how awesome would it be if England can bring it back to 2-2 after these, with this so few seconds left?
Yeah, it would be incredible, but it doesn't look like it will happen. 3 seconds to go, and England are going to let this one go. Russia winning game 5 to make it 3-2, and we have a match point now in this best of 7 final.
Yeah, match point for Russia. I was thinking in the beginning this might be a sweep, and with the first 2 games happening, it felt like that could be the case. But oh boy, have I been proven wrong. The England team showing its character, showing its skill here, and I can see why a lot of people are such fan of this England team, because they are playing amazing.
For sure, that was their chance to maybe use their momentum and get ahead of Russia. Unfortunately, they couldn't grasp it, but they're definitely not out of it yet. They still have this 6th game to bring it back to a match point tie, perhaps, but Russia will want to cleanly finish it out before they're put in more danger.
Yeah, because every time we've seen Russia being put in a tie situation during this series, it's almost always been England that takes away the win here because of that one chance, and they are seeing those chances because there are still holes in the defense for Russia, and if Russia keeps making those mistakes, they're going to give that away once again. So early on, this is going to be decided by probably the first goal, because that team is going to have the momentum and feel good.
Yeah, for sure. Lek. England once more looking for this opening goal. Elisa into the corner. Arc popping it down, just misses his pass. Could have been a good opportunity to score the opening goal for England there. End up giving possession away. Lek hits into the post, intercepted by Elisa, but Allen, great speed, keeps it on the attack. Crimson finds the touch, but Kageki reads the play perfectly. Elisa coming off the ceiling now. Allen, unfortunate touch backwards. Kageki finds a nice pinch to recover it, but Crimson, great pass to Arc, finds the crossbar. Unfortunate miss for Arc. That was a good chance to find that opener.
Yeah, and a good start for England is really what they need in this one, because they want to be able to finish. They want to look for that ending, that last game, that game 7, and from there work it into that win. But they first need to make sure they get to overtime, because as soon as it's still tied during overtime, the chances for them look good because they've won that up till now.
Yeah, for sure. Elisa fires off a shot. It's saved by Allen. Crimson putting on pressure. Kageki gets a nice pass, but Crimson finds the demo. Arc looking to take it past. I think the thing we've been missing from this, not completely, but we've been missing the super aggressive demos from Elisa and maybe Crimson. I think maybe if they start bringing some more offensive demos into the mix, they might find some more goals.
Definitely. The thing is, like, demos become a lot harder, but that was a bit of a messy one. This is probably going to get punished, but Kageki making short work of that huge mistake from him and his teammates, and it's still Russia on the back foot. They need to get this ball away. They're still looking so scared. They're still on defense, working the ball into midfield. I'm not sure if demos are going to work, because these teams and these players are playing at such speeds that demos become a lot harder.
Nah, for sure. It's definitely hard to find the demo at this speed, but if you find that right demo, you know, you can make it work. The thing is, as we just saw from the speed though, that the Kageki and his teammate made the unfortunate defensive pinch, but the England team just couldn't fire off a shot quick enough before Kageki recovered and had it cleared again. A shot from Alan, just wide, but all the defenders are missing, and they will take the opener.
Wait, how? What? No. Alan gets the touch here. Kageki gets a shot, and Alan still gets a touch there. What was that, Alan? Why do we see these kind of crazy goals happening? Just an extra touch puts the wheel on. It's like, this goal is mine because you're not going to take it. And Rocket League gives it to him. I think he stole that. That was definite theft.
Well, I mean, he did do a good pass to set it up, so maybe he did deserve it, but it's a bit of a touchy subject there. Elisa doing well to keep up the offense. They're 3-on-1 now. Couldn't find the demo on Alan, unfortunately. Could have been a good opportunity to equalize. Crimson finding the clear. Arc finding a demo on Alan while he's going for the boost. Lek, soft touch, will get cleared by Elisa, but Kageki straight back in there. Good 50 to the middle. Lek unfortunately side flips, giving possession away to this England side. Arc coming off the wall now, looking to make a pass.
That's a bit of a weird move there. Arc trying to get that ball in the midfield, looking for one of those dribbles, and they just don't seem to connect all that much. And these kind of chances are the ones they do need to finish. And the fake Breezy gives them some space, but it's not good enough. And now we have a challenge the other side, and Lisa cannot get the touch towards the net there.
England are keeping up good pressure, but they're a bit low on boost, so they may have to slow it down while they can find those pads. No matter, they're keeping it up. Arc managing to maintain possession. He's got 40 in the tank. Elisa off the backboard, and Crimson looking for that shot, but it's cleared wide past all the England players. Alan can't find the shot he's looking for while the defenders are gone, and they make it back in time. Crimson looking for that one-on-one play now. Bounces it off one of the defenders. Arc to Elisa, will find the bottom corner, the equalizer they were looking for. And this is exactly the scenario we saw in game 3, where they were behind 1 and then they brought it back to win the game.
Yeah, so this could be the step in the right direction, and a big mistake from Alex there on the back wall, not able to come off that wall to get the touch there. Way better to be on the floor there, mate. First defender on the floor, second one on the backboard, because backboard defending for those low tight shots is going to be super hard.
Arc's in the sky now, but Alan that bit faster, looking for that final 10-second goal to finish out this game without a long overtime in game 6. Crimson's off the ceiling now. Arc coming in to receive. He has an opportunity to pass. Crimson with the bump. Alice trying to keep it up. Crimson into the middle. It's cleared again. Russia not letting this England side find that regulation finish. We'll have overtime.
We have overtime, and overtime historically has been England time. So this is now their biggest opportunity to stay in this one with some good touches, with some good passes, and some bad clears here from Russia. It looks like their chances might be answered, but Arc a little bit too far back, and now attack going the other way. Kageki, if he can finish this one off, it's over. But Arc is there for the defense, gets the savior as well.
Arc taking it past one and filling up his tank past another. It looks like Arc might have the solo play. He takes it past all the defenders. Can't quite finish it. Crimson's over one. Elisa has the shot. Drops under another. The net's open and Arc finds the overtime finisher for England. We will have a game 7 in this best of 7 final. England playing out of their minds to find that last goal.
Yeah, an overextension there from the defense. Every touch they wanted to take there was on a shot that should be on net, but those little passes make it past all the defenders every single time, and we are going to game 7. This is this is the wire. This is the point, and that is the thing for Russia. Every time they've been here, that is where they falter. Overtimes, they falter. Game 7, this might be their kryptonite. This could be the end for them, but they still have that one game. If they can see this as a regular game they can play, then it is all for them. But overall, England looking strong to take this one against all odds.
For sure, and this is where England perform well. They've just come out of an overtime game win. They'll be on a massive high. They've brought it back to a game 7. They should be, really in the mood coming out. If they get this opening goal in game 7, they might take a clean win. But, Russia really will not want to let this series get away from them.
Oh, I mean, of course not. That would be tragic. Them getting such a good start. Again, it wasn't the biggest start you could get. You didn't get that ending to be as perfect for them as they wanted, and now they need to start looking to get the rest of it done. But what a total amount of game we've seen here up till now.
Yeah, for sure. It's been incredibly tense, especially that last game. That overtime had great opportunities for both teams, but it was England who managed to find the win. Unfortunately, we've had a bit of a server break, might interfere with England's momentum.
But it could also be good for them to just get those nerves out there, because getting this close is going to be very tense for them, of course. So they will want to take this small break that they can get to reset their mental, get into the right zone, and finish this off strong.
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. Definitely. I mean, you might just want to take that little break to get yourself in the right mindset for a game 7. You've got to bring your all here. There's no more second chances. This is the final game in this tournament. You win this and you take the title home. You lose and you're the second place. It's a good effort, but you've come so far just to not win. It can be crushing.
Yeah, and for either team, it is this do or die moment. It's always amazing that after so many games and so many plays and so much blood, sweat, and tears being put on the field, you get you get that one game to rule them all, that one moment to decide where this is going to be landing. And I mean, if you are an England fan, make sure you send your energy into the chat. If you are a Russia fan, make sure that they get your vote, your energy in here to get that win, because both need that energy, need that help, because this game 7, this is for all the marbles. This is for everything here.
For sure. Make sure all the fans get their support in. Make sure your teams know that you're rooting for them. This game 7 final, just waiting on the Russia team to jump in.
Yeah, and it was such an interesting way of playing for both teams. We saw that solid clinical play for Russia, really beating out their opponents, but now they're facing an opponent that can kind of match their speed. And where at first I felt like England was not comfortable with the speed, they adapted very well. I think it's a very interesting one to see that a team that looked on paper so much stronger can eventually be stopped by a team that just meets them, that gets that same kind of energy, that steps up. And that's exactly what England is doing. But then you would need to do it one more time to take this one, or else Russia is going to walk away with the victory. It's now all to play for.
For sure. What I really liked actually from England last game is they've kind of not abandoned their own playstyle, but they've slowed it down slightly, and they're matching the more clinical passing style of Russia, and that actually helped net them quite a few goals. As we see Ark taking a shot at the backboard, can't go for that double touch, but Allen, Crimson receives the ball from Allen and takes a shot. Kageki, brilliant save. Allen with the shot now. Perfect shot placement, almost. It's just wide. Ark in a one-on-one gets it over Kageki. Lek, good save. Both teams. You continue.
And this is twice now. We've seen it before here. Good chances for Russia, and they are not able to finish. Open nets, and they are not able to get it in. It is tragic. They seem almost broken. Luck and the gods seem to be on the side of England right now, because nothing. Okay, I'm just going to keep typecasting until we have audio back. Well, people can see now, so at least that is good.
Yeah, at least they know what's going on. You know, don't have the intense typecasting yet. Because
and we're back.
We are back with the audio, guys. So sorry. about that interruption. But we have the final minute now. England side 1 goal down, looking to equalize. Ark doesn't find the clear. Elisa left in an awkward spot. She finds the clear and Ark manages a great recovery. Alan intercepting with an almost full tank, but Elisa gets that popping clear into Ark, sends it flying down the field. Kageki intercepts into the corner. Lek finding the big boomer clear, and Alan's shot is just wide. Unfortunate for Russia. That could have been the winning goal they needed. Ark off the backboard looking for the double touch. It's into Kageki. Crimson recovering. It's back in the center. Lek, good speed, keeps it on. Elisa not wanting the ball to get up. Offense looking for that solo play. Flicks over one. Ark with the dunk. Can't quite find the finish. 10 seconds to go. Elisa putting it back into the center. Russia looking to defend. Ark, Crimson gets a dunk. It's in the middle. It's up. We're on 0 seconds now. England looking for this goal. Elisa with the touch. Ark trying to recover. He can't get the flick. It's knocked off his car. Russia take the win in regulation. Game 7.
And that is the end. Russia had to fight for the last minute. The entire defense there had 1 goal. Do not let it go in. But England kept fighting for second after second to make sure that ball went in. It wasn't possible, but what an ending to an amazing game. We're so sorry you couldn't see the entire thing. I hope you still enjoyed what you got to see, because this was an intense game for all intents and purposes. And the back half that we got to see was amazing.
For sure. And England definitely put up an incredible fight nonetheless, taking 3 games, almost taking the win from a side that looked a lot stronger on paper. Russia did come out and take the win in the end, but they were shown a lot of their weaknesses, I'm sure, by this England side.
Yeah, and I gotta say, these things can happen, so don't be too angry about things. Don't worry too much about these things, because it just happens and it's okay.
For sure. At the end of the day, you know, it's a tournament. Not a lot was on the line other than pride and glory, which are of course important, but England definitely should be proud of what they've achieved today, as well as Russia. Well done on taking the tournament, guys. You played incredibly well. And thanks for everyone who's been watching this stream. You mean a lot. And, you know, everyone's a community here. Hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Make sure to...
Sadly, I wasn't able to get the replay. That sucks. I hope somebody else did. Let's hope somebody did, so we can get that going. But with that, I think we have some last words before we go.
For sure. It's been incredible, guys. Hopefully everyone's enjoyed what's happening today. Make sure you stay tuned for ECC. The next season of ECC will be starting in the next month or so. So make sure you keep up with that. Thanks for watching again, and have a good night.